everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. Happy 2020.
I know.
Vision
is clear.
Vision is clear. 2020. Perfect
2020.
vision.
Yep.
We're going to throw these glasses away for this stream.
Yeah. I actually like them. I'm actually a poser. These are not real. They're the blue blockers.
So are mine.
Sorry, guys.
Guys, this is going great. We're starting this off great. As many of you know, this is Chris Cannon on the stream today. My name is Alexis Bustos. Welcome. How is everyone? How's the chat? How you guys doing? Where are you coming from? If it's your first time streaming, coming to the stream with us, welcome from the bottom of our hearts.
Yeah.
I hope you guys got to tune in for Howard Pinsky's stream right before. He was doing the Daily Creative Challenge. Why don't we take a look at the schedule real quick, because it's the same as tomorrow. We have some pretty cool creative challenges coming through this week, so make sure to tune in for the Photoshop or the XD. We had some really cool vector art coming through with Adam, and then Chris is right now. So tune in tomorrow for the exact same schedule. And again, if you have never streamed, we have some cool things happening in about 30 minutes. You're gonna get to chat to win for some dope stickers. About 100 Sticker Mule stickers are up to win in about 30 minutes, you guys. So stick around, chat. We need you. We love you. We want to give you things.
Yeah.
And welcome. Chris, I want to know everything about you. I want to know what you're going to do with us. I want to learn.
Okay. So in November, Adobe XD came out with something really cool that I liked. It's co-editing. And with co-editing comes something that I like to do as peer-to-peer. So I'm working with a client right now called Spotomy. What you see here is actually a version of their website Hero.
And this is like a real
This
company.
This is a real company that
great.
the app's going to be coming out here shortly. But today I wanted to do some peer-to-peer creative design.
Love it.
Just how you would do in co-editing, we'd all jump in. Now, we're not going to do that, though, where a bunch of people jump into our actual file that we're working on. But I want to get a lot of feedback from chat to help us build a website.
Chat, do you hear that? It's you guys today.
Yeah.
You're doing all the work. We're just sitting
We're
here.
going to be creative directors.
We're just your vessels.
And then you give us all the creative power here. See, Joe says, let the games begin.
Yeah, Carlo, that means you're working on it. Joe,
Yep.
you're working on it.
Yep.
Michael, you're working on it.
That's
It's
exactly
good.
right.
It's peer-to-peer.
So the brand has already been created for that, but let's jump in. I know some people in the chat may know me, some don't. So I'm Chris Cannon. I'm a creative director at Colors. I like long walks on the beach, eating snow cones and creepy clowns. I don't know.
Wow,
why.
that is the plot line for a movie.
Yeah.
That description.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're the hero
snow cones
or
and
the
creepy
villain.
clowns carrying around red balloons. Yeah, that's how we roll.
I love it.
So some of the things I've been working on since the last time I was on the show with Raji is a new brand for Colors.
Wow.
So I'm going to start 2020 off right, and we're going to be loading this out. This is the first time anyone's ever seen it that I put it on there.
Exclusive.
So exclusive to... I lost somebody at the clowns, so makes
Don't let the
sense.
clown scare you.
It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I loved it 1 and 2. The new ones. The old one was, it's a classic.
I've never been that afraid of clowns, so...
You will after you watch that movie.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Good to know.
Good. Okay, another thing that I've been working on with a cool company is called Hatch. I actually teamed up with them, and this is a version of a branding that we may be doing for them.
Very cool.
One of the iterations, I should say. So we're finalizing that, but a lot of the work was also done by an agency that I teamed up with called Unfold, my buddy Peter.
Very cool.
So we're doing that. I've also launched a pre-beta for a product called Digital Me with a good friend of mine, Kenny. We basically, you know how you have all these links and stuff, and you have to get them from Dribbble, Facebook, all these other places to have people know you?
Yep.
We created a place called digitalme.space, and it allows you to have all that space in there, and we have some cool ideas for it to create a community for you so that you can have people follow you and post them from your Behance, whether it's the actual profile itself, or it's a project that you want to share, or Dribbble, or whatever it may be as a creative that you want to share off. We've had that there inside.
So you're just kind of like syncing it all together.
Correct.
It's like this is your digital.
A bunch of links bringing you as a digital me.
Not even just your digital self, your digital creative self. It
Correct.
sounds like.
I think
Maybe
we
it'll
can use it
overlap.
in other areas. Like a sales guy, a salesperson may use it for one. A marketing person may use it as
very cool.
an event show. But for now, we're more towards creatives and using this as one of their tools.
Well, that's pretty cool. Is there a beta now, you said? Or?
There is, yeah. If you go to
Well, maybe that'll be the next place,
digitalme.space, you can actually sign up right now.
Very cool. All right.
And then the
check that
last
out.
part is obviously what we're working on today.
Love it. I love this concept. You want to kind of go into that, so what Spotomy is? And
Sure. So Spotomy is a peer-to-peer lending app. So you'll be able to lend money. So think of it like with Venmo, you're giving money, right?
Yeah.
Another way of that is that, well, what happens if a person wants to be able to, well, you know what, I give all this money to this person and I want to get money back.
Right.
They can do that. So they can do small investments and make
Right.
money off of money that they invest.
Right.
So more from a peer-to-peer aspect.
So
than
you're
that.
like, I gave my buddies a good chunk of change, I want to
Right.
hold him to it,
Right.
and
I
I
want money.
believe in him too,
Correct.
but you know what, I want to make sure I have a little bit of
Correct.
safety there.
Yep. And so you
Cool.
can be an investor or you can be a borrower in that space. And then here's our design overview.
All
So
right,
we're gonna-
chat, pay attention.
We're
This
going to
is-
go
this
over
is
here.
you.
This is for you guys. So we're going to design a landing page for the Spotomy's iOS and Android app that offers users the ability to sign up for the beta. So it'll be you won't be actually have to get the app through that. So, normally when you go to an app, there's the App Store buttons up at the top. We won't be having those. And the reason that is because the app's not out yet, so they need beta testers.
Okay.
So we're gonna do that way. And then objective-wise, we need to create a clean look and feel from the brand that was created, which I'll provide to you guys with colors and certain things like that. And then we need to offer 3 sections that are designed as like talking about feature sections. And then we'll go from there of what other things we need to have in there. So
Okay.
we'll basically go to chat and say, hey, chat, what is normally built? So we'll go through today for day 1, we're gonna do ideation. We're gonna go complete ideation, and we're gonna work on our design system files so that you can peek into how my process is when working with clients. And something I found very successful in the process of using Adobe XD and also other Adobe apps. So yeah,
Okay.
so we're gonna jump into that.
This is great. Some really great insight into how, a real designer uses a real world product, and like we're doing this in real time. There's
Yep.
a lot of realness out. We're keeping it real.
Yep, totally. So
This is great.
let's, for the time being, we're gonna open up a new project here. So let's see where we have this. There we go. Okay, let's go full screen. All right, so some of the things that we have for the website design is, as you can see here, this is some of the art that we used in the previous before that was in that shot. We might still want to use this again for what we have, and then obviously you see a pattern in the back, so that's a pattern that was designed inside of the brand. Here are the colors that are already in there. Normally starting out with the brand, you would normally have to go through this process, but I was able to do that beforehand. And this is also tied to the app that we're actually designing right now. So this is tied to that and some kind of how we're building right now. But for the time being, we're not going to use any of these components.
Okay.
But this is tied to the other design system that's built on the app. So as you can see here, we have a very high color range. So today, I want to talk through what are some things that you think. He asked, can we ask questions during
Absolutely.
the stream? I think so.
Rising fire,
yes,
ask away.
Please do. So a landing page. Now, typically, what would be your definition of a landing page?
What is the definition of that? Well, something that it's a place to get a good overview of what you want to learn about. So maybe you've heard a blurb or two, like it's like a thing or it's like another thing. It's a little bit more of it's an overview at a glance.
Yeah.
So you can take it all in. Maybe you don't even have to scroll down. It's an information space, but it's almost like a modern day commercial.
Yeah, and that's something I agree to. It's kind of like your trailer.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
So starting out, most companies usually don't need a very, very large website unless they're established. Like, hey, we need that. And majority of them, when they're building out an app, I think you need to spend a minimum amount of time in doing a purpose. Every time you build a website, you have to have a purpose. And I think a lot of people miss that because they're like, I need a website. Okay, well, what do you want the website to do for you? Because when you have a brick and mortar, a site, right, where someone's going, the purpose is to bring people in and to sell.
Right. Yeah.
And that's something that your website needs to do. And I think one of the things that I've always found is less is more.
Yeah. That's absolutely.
Well, and I think a lot of us designers try to create something out of nothing, and it becomes a problem at the end because you're like, oh, I've got all these ideas, and then it doesn't work out, and it becomes a problem, right? So there's this mentality of, well, there's Diego said, my understanding of a landing page is a one page that focuses on a certain goal, lead form, phone, download. I think that is a perfect.
Absolutely.
Anyone else in chat have?
I like what Colby said. It's like a good resting spot.
Yeah, totally.
That's totally what some websites. I mean, how many websites do you have? Like, how many URLs do you have in your mind that you kind of just immediately go to?
Yeah.
But absolutely, the most important thing is, what is the purpose? What is the purpose? Because a landing page is going to serve a very different purpose than any other website.
Yep. So our purpose was to create one for beta. Okay. So obviously, if we're going to create, sorry, that's very vague. Let me really type. Create a page for beta. Sign up, and that's that Monday. I wish Grammarly was built into this too, because in that way it could tell me like, hey, you're messing up. You've got the Monday
fingers.
Mundane Monday fingers, yeah.
Monday digits.
Your computer.
They just don't
Siri's
work
gonna
yet.
start yelling at me like, what are you doing? Leave me alone.
Even Grammarly should definitely be baked into most things.
Oh no. All right, so we're gonna create that. So if that's the case, I'm assuming we're gonna need a couple of things. So what are some assets or elements of a website that we're gonna need? So first thing is we're gonna need.
Maybe we'll need some.
And we'll do this at an 800. We'll do all this at 800. So first element block.
Colby agrees Grammarly would be a great XD plugin.
Okay, so
Do you hear that,
hero.
XD?
So
Maybe a hero image.
One, yep. And I'm not going to be using any colors here. Oops. Okay. That's the designer in me. I got to make sure everything's straight and so on and so forth. So 48.
Oh, here we go. Nav menu, contact,
Perfect.
product page. Okay, so let's go into these a little bit more. Merce says login. We might not need that for this. So this is specifically a landing page for a beta.
But this is good. We're
But
still
great,
talking through
I wanna
what
hear more.
exactly is. So nav. I like the nav idea. And in the nav, are we going to have links that go to other pages, or do you think we should just have hex? Do you know? Have you ever heard of what they're called? They're called hexed links, so they'll go down to the section.
Yeah. I feel like let's talk a little bit more around this. Like, what's this purpose? What's the purpose of this landing page? Do we have more information? I think it's just sign up, right, or download beta. So. Let's talk about what else is going to need to go into this.
So we talked about wanting to have features, right? So feature-wise, we need to have 3. Okay, so we're going to have 3 features.
We got some features. Carrie says the about.
That's good. Now, if it's a product, are we doing about the team, or are we doing about because isn't the feature considered to be... Oops. Isn't the feature considered to be the about?
Sure. Maybe she means the about the company.
Anchor links. Diego's correct. That's exactly what they're called.
That's it. Maybe about around the organization, the company. Who's making this? What's it? Maybe they have other products that are similar. Maybe you're not totally on board with this one, but you want one maybe similar. What else do we need?
We've got that here. We're gonna do this one here. So about company.
About company.
We may also want to do, instead of maybe about the company, maybe we want to do about the person, because someone may land on, so about user. That way, when the person comes to it, maybe they realize, oh, this is for me. This is a product, because they may be reading through it. And I believe we live in a day and age because of YouTube and so on and so forth. Things that the way we learn, it's more of a show, don't tell. So because of that, it may be something that the person may not read it completely. They may not want to read. They may want to see. So having maybe a call out of about the user, like who that person would be that we're reaching out to, that may be something.
That would be great.
Let's see here.
Let's
Ways to refresh the page. So Colby, tell me, I'm curious to know your thought behind that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What is your design process, Chris Cannon? What part of my design process? How would you pronounce that person's name?
Let's see here. Masroor.
Okay.
Masroor.
Okay. I'm bad at names, just so you know.
Yeah.
I'm really bad.
Yeah, it's okay. It's hard. Names are hard.
Names are hard.
But your design process, yes.
So
I mean,
typically
quick
my
overview.
design process, do we have enough time for that? Like that's 45 minutes of me talking.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
Well, maybe some quick,
Oh, you want tips? Oh,
tips.
okay.
Maybe you just want some tips.
Woo!
I mean, we're essentially watching his design process.
'Cause I was gonna say,
you got a little bit of that happening already.
Back in 1985 when I was born on a dark night. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. And what was your design process for 2001 April? Because I'm sure, I want to hear that one. It evolves. Everyone's evolves over
I think
time.
we were all still trying to get over that the world was going to end in 1999. So 2 years later, we were still struggling. Like, is it real? Are we still going to do it? No.
Yes, I love that. I love it.
But so my design process typically when I start a new project, as I talked about before, is usually I'll open up a design system. I'll start ideating. Now, if it's a extreme process of creating an app. And just kind of give you my background. So I work in a holistic approach of brand, website designing and developing, and then I work on product too. So I understand that there's a story to tell throughout there, and that what you're telling from the front facing, right, everything in the website, when you're going to conferences and so on and so forth in a company, that should fall into what you're telling your customers in your website and also in your product. So I've built a approach of how to create all three of those with my design process.
Wow, excellent.
And the reason too is because people these days believe when they fall in love with something, it's great, but when they trust it, they're more likely to stay with it.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I've kind of created with the process of why I wanted to go in those three different areas. And it's niche because a lot of people are like, oh no, I work also with print and so on and so forth, but I actually am not that great in those areas. I'd rather have the Huspa sisters work on that stuff. They're just better at it.
They are.
They're really good.
They're really good at it.
Yeah,
That's great. So you're designing with trust in mind constantly.
Correct. Yeah.
And
creating that story in between, so it's a full rotation of when I'm talking to a customer who has already been converted from the website. It's the same information that we're giving them there, and the same brand identity that we've created within the product too, because products are bland and they're cold. And our brand creates that warmness and that personality. And by tying that back into the product allows you to just not have your users be like, oh, well, I'm converted, right? I'm now a user of yours. What's next?
Right. It's interesting. And it's great because we're discussing this because here we have a landing page, and it's a little bit of what you said. It's this, what can you showcase to the world at a glance quickly, and then hopefully ties back into your product, to your company, to yourself, even as designers with your own personal portfolios, I love the concept of it being a trailer, and, some people literally have reels, but essentially, this is you. This is you in the way you're describing yourself at a glance. Yeah. I think at a glance is the most important thing.
Yep. So if the brand's been done, I move everything in Adobe XD. Now, typically, I'm going to use CC libraries, and I'm going to bring all the information in and have all that there. There are some areas that obviously I don't have. We're still building out the brand and so on and so forth when it comes to those things. Matter of fact, tomorrow when we do a lot more hi-fi stuff, I will have that information in here.
Perfect.
I'll go back to the marketing team, and the marketing team will tell me what we need to add for content. But for today, we're going to focus on just the ability to create a process of how we want the functionality of the website to be. Now,
Excellent.
Here's another thing too. One of our things is to create a page for beta sign up. We're missing something here. What do you think it is?
I think we don't have an actual sign up anywhere.
We don't. So here's a question. Do we want to have, so if we look at it from a mobile perspective, right? Do we want to have our button down at the bottom of the screen. So in essence, if we were looking at it from this standpoint, right? Let's do 375 by 812. That's the exact size of an artboard for the IO. Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So
You know the numbers.
do we
You know
want
your
a button
pro.
to sit down at the bottom there where? And again, I haven't made any of these choices, so we can make them as a community. We can make those here. Oh, Joe said that they're social proof. In that case, Joe, the biggest thing about that, you're absolutely right. That should actually be on there, but this is a new starting app, so they may not have social proof.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to create that and get that. Now, user testimonies would be helpful for new users, but again, this is a new app,
brand
hasn't been
new,
released yet, so we don't really have a lot of those things. So we don't want to create that content. Now, 3 months or 6 months down the road, which you should be aligning with your marketing team to say, okay, here's what V1's going to be. And a website never sleeps, just like a product, right? And it's never over. So V2 could be, we're gonna now add, we got 3 of our goals. This will obviously be a marketing thing, not a designer thing, but of our goals from marketing, maybe they come back to us and say, hey, after beta, we're gonna wait 1 month from all the people we have, and we're gonna then go and say, give us some feedback or some social proof about our product. And then we can go back to that and do that. Now, social proof this is obviously a B2C, right? Business to consumer.
Yep.
So this, in essence, well, it's interesting because it's peer-to-peer. So it's actually, it's you as the business putting it out, and then the consumers are doing what they're doing. So it's B2C to C,
Yep.
which gets really frantic. And for anybody out there who doesn't understand what we're saying with these,
Please ask if we've said any words.
business to business would be something like Salesforce selling or Adobe selling to agencies.
Yep.
But see, Adobe's also a B to C, which is a business to consumer.
Yep. That's true.
This is all this.
It's
this
a lot.
is all,
Yeah, a lot of B's, a lot of C's.
Yeah.
All important for sure.
Yeah.
So this one specifically, here we are in beta. This is a very common kind of thread approach, right? We create this product, but the interactions are not going to be from people creating it. It's going to be from the users using it. So, and they haven't tested it yet. Right now they're looking for people to test it with. So I think that's an important factor into creating this landing page.
Right.
Get someone interested in something that's just almost a concept still.
Right.
How do you do that? How do you design for the land of make believe still?
Yeah, totally. It's and this is that ideation aspect. I think a lot of people miss this out. And Eric, who's in the chat, has also been on here. He's a good friend of mine. He's from Utah. Him and I see his work that goes up all the time, and I love that he creates these things and he goes out and builds these cool projects and puts them on Behance. But one of the things is that the way that he does it is he goes out and gets all this content, and then he builds out these cool pages for, even if it's a mock-up page, right?
Yeah,
I picked out he did this new one on the Fast and Furious show that just went on Netflix.
Cool.
And he built that all out, and he got all the content and all the pictures and stuff and built it out. And that's the biggest thing, is there's a ideation stage. And Diego says, it's Frankie. Frankie said, how much do you spend on ideation? It depends on the project. So if the project's very, very large, you need to scope that out, and you need to talk about that, right? How often have you scoped out a project and then you miss the ideation page, or I like to call it the conversation section.
Interesting.
And it completely throws your design scope out.
Like you miss it in terms of you misjudge how long you're gonna need, misjudge just putting it in general, just not even.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
it might be the most important too, right?
Yeah, and I think that to answer answer Frank's question, I think it needs to be as long as you need it to be.
Oh wow, yeah.
Because you need to talk about those
Spoken
things.
like a true creative.
But in the beginning.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I felt like myself. I struggled with that because I'd be like, all right, cool. And then I'd get scope creep, where I would move out of scope. It's because someone didn't say anything. So my first meeting with the client is I'm asking so many questions, to the point where it's kind of an interrogation. I hate to say it, but that's literally what it is. Okay, well, why are you doing this? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And then bringing my design experience in and say, okay, well, are you doing this because you want to go this direction? What about this? And then it's more questions based on the questions that have been answered. And I think that in your ideation is one thing you need to do, and that's where
How
it
do you
takes that
leave
time.
room for being curious? I think is that takeaway there. You know, like build in for yourself in your
Yeah, that's
process
true.
the
I like
time
the
to
way
be
you put that.
curious. You know, and that's essentially what this this stream is going to be. It's
Mm-hmm.
us being curious, trying things out, mapping out. You know, it's not. You know, Chris has already had the conversation with the
Correct.
with the company. You know, he's asked those questions. And so here we are kind of doing another round of more questions. It's just design's just questioning everything constantly. It's just a lot of questions. Speaking
Now
of
you
questions,
said
speaking of
that.
questions, Rising Fire, a little question. There's some questions here about filling up a presentation of a project. Okay.
Is there any light design tips for filling up a presentation of a project? Like I've been stuck on this stage for a while now. Go into more details and give me an example, and that way I'll be able to answer that.
We take your question, we ask you another question.
Yep.
I'll see your question, I raise you two more.
Has multiple sections of cell with equal priorities or importance, in such case, should we still have a single CTA or can we have a multiple? This reminds
That's a
me of,
great
when you go on
question.
some of those stores and there's like sale sign, sale sign,
Yep,
sale sign,
yep.
sale sign. Those are, in essence, those are real world call to actions. Stray away from doing singles, so keep it simple as possible when you're doing it, because as a person, when you give more than 3 choices, guess what happens?
You overload. Your
Yep.
brain shuts down.
How often have you, I've done that. Have you ever done that?
Constantly. Grocery store?
Oh, do I want the green papayas or the red papayas?
What kind of bread do I want? Do I want it with seeds or no seeds?
Which one's more healthier? Can I live
Seeds.
longer with this bread
it's
than this
seeds.
bread?
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
I know.
So don't forget that. Choices, another thing we as designers have to do is kind of make those hard decisions for people, kind of break it down for them.
Do you know what a designer's favorite bread is?
What?
Wonder bread, because they're always great. I'm sorry. All right, that's enough dad jokes. I'm
That's
done.
good. It's good.
All right. So any more? Let's see other questions here. Okay, so they're
That was-
answering the
yeah,
question
that was
too.
It's
Yeah.
great. It's great.
Yep.
Yeah, keep asking those questions. This is your time. And
So
also- yeah.
previously, before someone had said, "Oh, Diego said it depends on how many input fields there'll be." We could do a slide up to act just like iOS. So in an iOS, when a
Yep.
user clicks on a CTA, it slides up. So we could technically have a form that's hidden below it and slide up. I know this because I work in different areas of web and mobile, so I understand that stuff. But if your space is working on the website, I think you should reach out and kind of learn those things as a pro tip. That's what I would recommend.
Yeah.
But yes, there should be one. And then in the nav, we're probably most likely going to have, for now, we're just going to have a sign up.
Okay.
We may want a slide up from the bottom. Maybe have, when the hero's there, on the bottom there, we could have as the user is scrolling. And we can do that with an XD. We can fix it. And obviously we can't mimic it to slide up, but we'll leave it there for the time being. But we could have a nav bar after that shows form. We'll call this beta form.
Awesome. Awesome questions, you guys. Awesome stuff. I just want to remind everyone, we're almost at Chat and Win. So,
Do you guys still do those fireworks in-house?
oh yeah.
So, like,
We're
I
gonna
remember
set
last
off
time they
some
used to shoot them off. and
Huge fire hazard, but we do it every time.
I love it.
every day.
I love the fact that they do that.
Yeah, I love it too. So we're gonna be chatting for some awesome stickers, 100 3x3 sticker mule stickers. Put them everywhere on your laptop.
Of their
on your
choice,
wall.
right? Like, they can, it's their
Just of our
design.
face. Just of our faces.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
they don't talk about it enough.
What-
All right,
what-
everyone. So
what
chat
face
to
would you
win.
make?
What is? Yeah. What would you? Whose face do you want on a sticker? Let's put it that. That's what you're chatting to win right now, everyone. So get
she's
going.
prettier
So
than
we'll
me.
be right back, everyone. Feeling
These
lucky?
fireworks.
Jonathan's feeling lucky.
Oh, I almost caught one. Oh, caught another one. Wait. See,
These are real.
Look at this. Everyone's saying your name. That's good. Oh, Steve.
Steve
Someone
Jo-
wants Steve Jobs.
on a
Okay.
sticker.
Okay.
Make it.
I like it.
Love it. Make it. Give it to me. Honestly, isn't like the Apple kind of, in my mind, they're the same face.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't like stickers on. I'm a clean kid.
Hey, it's kind of same.
But is that a new computer you just haven't put any on yet? Or?
No, I stopped putting stickers on maybe after a certain point. Just, you know why? I couldn't decide. I didn't want to restrict. I'm a purist for most things.
Thank you. That's what I'm.
I'm a purist with this stuff. My water bottle, I'll slap a couple on those.
Yeah.
Those are great.
I don't know.
And it really matters the sticker you put on your water bottle because you're washing it, you're putting water in it.
Correct.
Sticker wheel stickers stick.
Stick.
I will attest to those.
They want Gus's face on. I think we need to make that happen. I think we need to make a sticker of Gus.
Diego,
Oh, Diego won!
congratulations.
Woo!
Proud of you. Proud of you. Proud of all of us.
Was that too loud of a clap?
I don't know.
clap.
I never know. I never know. I never know how loud it's supposed to be.
Judges?
All right, everyone. And everyone else, you know what? We're going to give you something too. Just go to stickermule.com/Adobe Live 19. 10 stickers for $1 for all of y'all.
I'm going there right now.
Just because we love you.
Don't go to my screen yet. Okay, I'm gonna go get some stickers.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just keep it on this really quick.
Yep,
We're gonna buy
yep.
some stickers.
Wait. All right, Adobe Live 19.
Clean laptop without sticker team here. Love that. Big name for our new crew, but I think, clean laptop crew.
I like it.
I like it, actually.
I like
Purist.
it.
Not
All
that
right.
not that any stickers on laptops is weird. Keep doing your thing if you're putting them on. I don't want to
Yeah, no,
I don't want to
that-
exclude anyone here.
Yeah, that's true. Let's not put you out in the rain because you put stickers on your...
It's a tool. You carry it around. It's a form of expression. Do your thing.
No, I'm gonna come out and say it. Don't do it. Be a clean kid.
All right, we'll see.
I'm a clean kid too. It's a big
It's
commitment.
never too loud of a clap.
It's
Thank
a big
you.
commitment. I like Alicia. She says it's a big commitment. It's a big commitment.
When you have to start, yep.
I would honestly rather buy a house than to get stickers on my...
Oh man, that's a mood, and I feel that.
Yeah,
fully.
and I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel exposed.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah.
Is that what the young kids are saying nowadays? I feel exposed.
Feel exposed. Feel seen.
Yep, there it is. Okay, so I think what we can do on our beta form, so I want to go into more, all right. So
Yeah.
let's do full name and email. Do you have any complaints about that?
None at
Do you
all.
feel like that is a good form?
I think that's great. Full name and email. That's what you need.
Okay. So we're gonna do this right here. So this is our example here. And someone asked if I go and do paper. I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I don't.
Okay.
I feel comfortable.
You're just going and kind of a digital sketching is what I call it.
Yeah. I do have a tablet. I have an iPad Pro, so I do use that sometimes to do certain things. But I use a whiteboard.
Okay, that's.
I do
that's
use a
strong.
whiteboard,
Yeah,
so
no, that's.
But I don't do
sketching.
pen paper. I kind of will sit there and dump my ideas out on here and let my hand, rather than on a keyboard, let my hand kind of like, oh, what about this? What about this? So that's me. And you yourself probably have something different. And I don't hate. Now, if you have a better process, perfect. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah,
I don't think
there's any restriction on process. It's your process. Whatever's going to make you the most effective.
Yep, and you can't take that from me.
Yeah, no one's allowed to do whiteboarding. You've actually
What?
make sure you put the patent on that. No one else can.
No one else
Whiteboard.
can do. That's exactly it.
Yeah,
All right.
the whiteboard's actually great. It's. I feel like for me, once I started whiteboarding, it was like it took a lot of the pressure of the white screen away.
Yeah.
For some reason, versus paper, which I still do a lot of paper sketching.
You did on your last stream. You actually did. Did you not bring out the paper?
I did the Adobe capture of my sketches and I threw them onto XD.
That's right.
Yeah,
You did.
which
That's
is great.
right.
It's great.
See?
It's great to see them like that. It's fun. It's nice to visualize it, but I think, honestly, the majority of the time I'm doing digital sketching too.
Mm-hmm.
It's quick, it's already on there. As long as you're comfortable with as long as you're comfortable with the clean white boxes and maybe some grayscale, which freaks out a lot of designers, to be honest.
Yep.
You can get your mind back past that and know this is just a sketch.
Yep.
And this is not the final, then it's probably a faster technique for some people.
Yeah, totally. Diego said, I only do paper when I need to explain something quickly to someone.
And when
That's
you're not
true
in front of your
too.
computer. Yeah. I mean, do you sketch when you're like out in the world? Just do you have like a sketchbook that you draw in, or?
No, so majority
Okay.
of the customers or clients that I make with are in different cities. Like if I'm in, I'll probably most likely use their whiteboard if I'm in house and doing that, which I have done. When I do brands, a lot of times we'll ideate on a board and do that.
Yeah.
If I'm not together with them, then I'll use Zoom.
Oh, Zoom, yeah.
Zoom has the ability to whiteboard.
Zoom's
And
great.
so I actually use that quite a bit. It's one of the tools that I pay for because I feel it helps me to be able, because the whole purpose here is I want to make sure I resolve it. So I have to have tools that help me create a solution or resolve the problem, right?
Yep.
So don't ever be afraid. You don't want to go out and buy a bunch of tools and not use them. Just make sure you get enough tools that they help you.
Right. And you can go back and forth between all these tools. I think why I keep things on the screen, it's all about your idea dump. You're throwing it out there. What's the fastest way you can do that? But then how can you bring those ideas over? If they're stuck in a book or on a Post-it
Right.
or on the, a whiteboard, it's just one more step. And I mean, whiteboards are getting pretty fancy. We're getting some really cool whiteboards that capture from smartboards out there. I know those exist. So
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
yeah, and there's apps. I mean, Adobe Capture is another app. Just you've drawn this out. How do you get this, sketch in real life onto my screen?
Yeah.
Tons of tools to help you do that too.
With co-editing being added to Adobe XD, how do you think that changes our processes when it comes to, because in essence, Adobe XD has now become a whiteboarding.
It's true. It's true.
So do you, in your everyday, do you use those same concepts?
In my everyday, I mean, I think it varies project to project. I think it varies people to person to person. It's adjusting to each other's process. So if I'm on a project and everyone's really, really okay with seeing each other's process in real time, working together on it, then this is a perfect tool, and I'll use it all the time, or we'll use it all the time. If I'm with a team that maybe they're a little more in their heads, they want to take time, walk away, come back to the next day with a buttload of ideas, and that's great. But maybe this tool isn't kind of for them because a lot of their process happens outside of the screen.
For sure.
It just depends. I love the co-editing. I think prototyping software we're still babies, in a lot of ways, and I think co-editing there hasn't been maybe until XD hasn't been a way for it to be done in a design process, put into a design process well. Like it's still being prototyped as an idea.
Yep.
And I think XD it's a really great attempt at trying to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And because we've had a lot of programs that you can co-edit, not in designs, but like Google Docs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you've
totally.
been able to see things in real time when working, but this is totally a different space when it comes to design.
And I think it gives us the opportunity to. It's weird, right? If I've used co-editing since it came out in November, because it's weird to think because it's 2020 now. We had just got an update for bug fixes in December, and November was our big update, right?
Yep.
As XD users, and it's weird because I'm assuming a lot of people aren't going to use it till this year, anyways.
Yeah.
Because December they're like, meh, I'm not going to be doing anything.
I just think it's so interesting. It goes along with how designers work in general, and I think designers' processes are evolving constantly.
Right.
And so if we're the more exposure we have to each other's work, I think the better the work is.
Yep.
But it's so uncomfortable for people to share still.
Yeah.
So uncomfy.
Well, and I actually had a client that I said, hey, let's hop in here and let's start prototyping together. There was I shouldn't say another client. It was a designer at Hatch that I'm working with. Her and I jumped in. We started talking about different things today, and it was weird because I was sitting here going, wait a minute, hold on. I don't remember having been able to do this, right? And so it was this new thing of, I don't have to say, hey, let's get on a Zoom or share my screen or something. It was, look at this. Here's where we're moving. Here's some ideations. Let's come up with some processes. And her and I are typing notes simultaneously.
Like
yeah. And so there was this
go.
ability to just create stuff. And I'm curious if anybody else in the chat has used the co-editing feature. And what were your thoughts when you started working with now it's still in beta, so it's got bugs. We get that.
Sure.
But what were some of the things that came to mind, like, oh, wow, this is the future of design?
Yeah, I would love to hear about other people's co-editing experiences.
Or did it weird you out?
Or did it weird you out? You know, who knows? You know,
Yeah.
We'll see as XD grows and expands, and as teams start using it more, we'll see that.
Yeah.
Richard, what are we creating today? He missed the top of the show. We are creating a landing page for a beta site. It's for a product.
Purpose is
It's for a product that is in beta still. So right now they're looking for more beta users to maybe do some user tests to validate a bit more, to see it in action. So we're creating the landing page for that company. And could you say the name again?
Spotomy.
Spotomy, which is an actual company. And this is an actual product that we actually need beta testers
There's
for.
the brand.
There's the brand. So that's what we're creating, Richard. And we want your help.
Do you have to be in the same room to co-edit? I've never used the feature. Yes, you do. You have to fly that. No, I'm just kidding, Richard. No, you do not. It works on the interwebs, and you can hop on. One person could be deep down in the Netherlands.
Maybe we can show kind of that flow for Richard up the top. You know, and if
we will.
I
think we're gonna keep that either till later on today.
Let's keep it.
Suspense.
But if you want to do some maybe try out co-editing, there's a great website. And plug it every time I'm on the stream.
Yes.
It's called letsxd.com.
Do you want to jump over to her screen and we'll look at, boom, this is it.
So, you know, Richard, if you're still kind of, wanting to learn more about the newer updates that have come out, Howard Pinsky has got you covered and has created a bunch of tutorials, a bunch of videos around the new features. Co-editing is one of them. Check it out. We are going to be co-editing soon at some point. We'll see. We got 2 days. We got 2 days, so that'll happen.
Yep.
And we'll get to try it out. And I want try it out for yourself too. Maybe grab some people from Discord.
Yep.
And try it out.
It's true. Eric, if you have had issues with freezing and crashes, because it is in beta, understand that may happen, but report the bug so that way they can get it fixed. That's one thing. I have had several actually that I've reported through that because I had crashes, and then it did way better when we came out with version 25 of Adobe XD.
Okay, great.
And it worked really good after that. So
great. Love it.
But it's kind of like this AirPod. If any of you follow me on social, at Colorful Chris, you like how I did that painless, social.
I like
come follow me.
Painless plug.
Yes, is that what it is? Painless
It's
plug.
technically,
plug.
Speaking of plugs, this is
plug
an AirPod.
Yes. Okay. Last night when I got to San Francisco, somehow I lost the case and the other AirPod in it. This is a Forever Alone AirPod. It's
beautiful. It's kind of beautiful. That's maybe you should put in like a box.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
kind
I
of put
should.
a little label on it.
What do I say? Idiotness? Pay attention. That's what my tagline is.
Never again.
But when you use Adobe co-editing, you don't ever have to be alone like this AirPod. See that marketing plug? Look at that. That's why they pay me the big bucks, Adobe XD.
That was good.
They don't pay me the big bucks. I don't even know how I got on the show.
We found him off the street.
Yep.
We were just like, we need someone for today. And, hey, what you doing? Who are you?
Oh, yeah. I can do something.
Here in San Francisco, they're like just, you can just find one on the street, a designer.
Designers are on the corner saying, we'll design for food. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll help build out your design systems for some toast, some avocado toast.
Yeah.
All right. How you guys doing in the chat? Oh, Jack uses co-editing all the time at work. Really speeds up the process, and you can solve problems in real time. Perfect.
And it automatically versions your work. It's true. I like that. Matter of fact, I actually even love this too. I want to show this off. And we're going to get into some features, obviously, for that. But have you ever used this right here? The
going back, the archive.
Yeah, the bookmarking, marking for versions. The apps that I was working with, you can actually do that, and I love it. I love that I can sit there and say, okay, well, this is going to be version 3 because we're going to veer off and we're going to start working on this.
That's pretty
The
cool.
bookmarking thing is super great to use.
Man, I love that. I love all of the different problems XD tries to solve. I
Yeah.
feel like they've talked to actual designers.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too is this may not be everything, because in the future I want something like GitHub when it comes to diversity. I can pull, I can get releases, I can help, and then it creates this whole collaboration aspect of what design is. Because my belief in 2020, it's going to be about community, right? Design community. Because all of our tools that nowadays, whether it's competitors of Adobe or Adobe XD itself, all have this collaboration aspect to it.
Yep.
And I feel like it's going to be really big on community. You did hear it here first from a design guru.
did.
Is that what we're calling us nowadays?
Yeah.
Design gurus? No.
Do you want to be a guru? I think you could be whatever.
I want to be a design influencer.
I like to say, oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's what I want to be.
You know, that's
I
wow.
aspire to the top. Look at my hands this thing. That's high.
Yeah, it's beyond
Yeah.
beyond the screen to the top.
Yeah.
Ooh, an influencer. I like
Matthias
that.
says forever single.
Your AirPods forever single.
Yeah.
Find my AirPod. Find my.
You know what?
Richard.
Richard,
You're onto something
actually
there.
smart about that. So I did that last night. Come to find out, because I have this AirPod, this is the only one that it finds. It does not find the other one.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't do it singly. Or your AirPod case.
It's all about collaboration. We need more collaborating on our products as well, on our physical products. Use Abstract for GitHub style versioning.
They now support XD. Yes. So if versioning doesn't work for you, great plugin that actually came out. Matter of fact, Abstract just released that yesterday or the day before.
Oh wow, you're up to date.
Yeah.
Love
So
it.
I like it. I like this. So my friend accidentally flushed one of them down the like dropped it in the toilet.
Whoa.
Voodoo, or like it was in his ear. He or she's ear, and it fell out. Oh, he. So she said he for Scott.
Flush down the toilet. I don't. God knows how that happened.
Yeah.
We'll never know. And I, there's those are AirPods. I had some.
Had was the key word.
Oh, I
there?
had some. Yeah.
Had.
I think that's gonna be the normal description of about AirPods is. I had some.
Yeah, I had some.
I had some.
What
Past
is-
tense.
What kind of freak am I? I'm like, yeah, I have one.
I have
one.
I mean, that's better than what I got.
I know.
I had two. I had AirPods. They're great.
I'm gonna have to go on eBay and look and see if I can find a step brother or sister to bring together.
And the charging as well. That's the worst. Because it'd be fine if you had one with the case.
One of my friends said to me, well, you could upgrade to the pros now. And I was like,
No.
but what do I do with this then?
I think you should frame it. I really do.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put it online then after that. Okay, so let's get back to designing because we've been playing around too much. So on the nav, I'm gonna start pulling out some information here. So on the nav, I think we're just gonna have anchor links, right? As mentioned before by Diego. So let's see here. Features. And then, oh, you know what? Let's go logo. Not that. What was that, LOFO? Not logo?
LOFO. Yep, LOFO.
All right, and then we're gonna have
Email load, brand full name. Yep, it's looking good.
features. Okay.
The,
And just keep in mind,
Yeah.
you know what, I could have actually just done this. There we go, features. What's another thing that we have?
we had about the,
about the
maybe
user.
Yep.
So we'll go that way. And then we obviously don't need to go to the footer. So maybe on the other side we have a CTA. So I think that's it.
Would you call the beta form a CTA as well?
So yeah,
How would
and
you
I
define, would you?
so I probably would put down here. Let me get rid of this one so I can use. Oops. That's called struggling. That's
it's
the
called
Monday struggle.
Monday digits.
Yeah. Beta form would slide up after user scrolls past. Wow. hero.
There you go.
I think that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna make this smaller because it is.
It's interaction.
Yeah, it's more of a tip there.
Cool. I really like what Joe had to say. I've been wanting to read it for a bit. Kind of talking about Colby over focusing on something small, and it kind of obscuring the larger picture. And the little tip at the end: give yourself a set time to nitpick. I think that's the key there, and then slowly back away from the computer. Do you find yourself doing that? Do you have a process on how to
I was
walk
just
away
about
from
to say
nitpicking?
that.
Because, and I love the idea of a slowly back away from the computer.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's like, I have to stop. I have to stop. I'm backing up. I'm backing up. It's hard to do. It's not an easy thing.
And stretch.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a
People didn't
process?
think they were gonna come for that. They're like, I'm coming for design and yoga.
XD is now a workout stream where we just stretch. We do hand stretches on the computer. Do you have a way to back up?
You ever pulled a hammy typing a letter to somebody? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't like anyone that much.
This is why I start here, because I don't get married to it. So I told you about me doing branding, right? One of the things about brand is don't ever do it in color until after you've gotten an approval for the logo mark.
Okay, there it is. That's great. Yeah, I agree.
Can you take a guess on why?
Oh, people fall in love with colors.
They're so focused on the colors and
People love colors.
So that's why I learned this from, I used to do app design beforehand, before I started doing branding. People don't, when you do a wireframe, it's functionality. That's all you're doing is saying, okay, here's where my content's gonna be, here's exactly how we're gonna do this, here's where we're gonna go in this direction. And that's all you're doing, is you're just creating ideas. Oh, this is cool, what if we do this, what is that? And if you skip that, and you go into hi-fis because you want everything to look pretty on Behance and Dribble, that's not, you're gonna miss the whole point of being a designer.
Yep.
This is where problems get solved. Do you disagree with me when I say that?
I agree with you 100% with that.
Okay.
Yep.
This is where I think problems get solved, and I think if we can stay here for a little bit, and it doesn't have to be long. I want to have this below the where we have. It doesn't have to be long, but again, to answer, who was it? Was it Diego's question? How long do you stay there? As long as you need. So all projects are different. I'm sure you worked on a project where strategy and research was like 3 weeks, right?
Yep,
But they
totally.
probably had a 60-page website with a bunch of content for their CMS.
Yep.
Yeah. It can get crazy. Some of those ones are big jobs. And so you have to have that, and you kind of have to think through the process. And especially, the other thing that I like to do is I like to have a design committee
Okay.
when I do my branding. And I like to have a design committee when I'm doing marketing things and for a product. And what that is those are people who are going to focus on the product, and then we're going to take that and we're going to talk to other people around. But the decision making and the choices are all then brought to the beginning.
Okay, cool.
So there's the same thing, like if you get too many cooks in the kitchen, when it comes to a brand, it'll never ship.
Yeah.
It'll never ship. So it's good to get feedback,
Right.
but you have to say, okay, is the feedback so general that it doesn't work towards our strategy?
See, giving good feedback, critiquing well, is just as important a skill as designing, in my opinion.
Yeah. And you're a product designer, right? Yeah. Since I do all three of them, it can kind of wash over different. But as a product designer, you have two sides of it. You have what the customer wants, and what are we building.
Yep.
And you have to tie those together.
Marry them together.
Yeah. You got to pinky swear with your client.
It's hard to
or
do,
with
and
your
especially
customer.
I'm assuming, especially at, how big is your agency, or is it?
Customer wise, well,
Or like
so
the people you work with. I imagine
I
it's
usually
harder.
bring contractors on.
Oh, I see.
That's how I work. So normally, but it's usually two of us that are working.
I almost feel like it's there's a certain level of when it becomes easier to work with smaller team, and then like just harder to get feedback in for a smaller. But always have. I love that you have like a committee.
Yes.
Throughout all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's who you surround yourself with as designers. So everyone jump on Discord and find your committee
Yeah.
for yourself. If you're starting out and you don't know how to critique, this is the best place to learn.
Yeah, Eric does something really cool. He'll grab different designers in the community, and he'll just do a design project with them to help each other's out with their their case studies and so on and so forth.
I love that.
And so I would suggest other designers do the same thing. You don't have to obviously do it. I don't ever recommend you doing free work for customers who have money.
Right.
But if you want to do something together with 2 designers just because you're coming up with something, do it. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean,
side projects make the world go round, man.
yeah, just do that. I mean, that's how Digital Space got created. We just said, hey, I have an idea. Okay, cool, let's create something. Let's see what it is. And I was hooked, he was hooked, and we decided to build it out more.
Love that.
Okay, so we've got, how are we doing on time?
We are about 34 minutes till the design feedback starts for the Daily Creative Challenge.
Perfect.
So if anyone's working on their Daily Creative Challenge, and I hope you are, remember to submit it to Discord. There should be a tab right at the top of the chat. It says Creative Challenge or Daily Creative Challenge, I don't know what the name is. There's a link to the Discord, and so that way you can get feedback from us in real time on what you created. And there's some pretty cool creative challenges coming through. It's Howard Pinsky doing them, so, it doesn't get much better than that. And I think today the 13th? Today they're talking about component states. And they're designing an online voting experience for mobile. It's pretty cool. If anyone's new, which maybe you are, welcome. Welcome to the chat. We're here. We're talking about XD and all things product and UI and interaction. We're using XD to do it. But along with these streams comes a creative challenge opportunity. Every day they unlock. There's usually a sample file to get you started and a little video tutorial. And today it's all about design an online voting experience for mobile, web, or tablet, and using component states to ensure consistency. Have you gotten to use the components?
Yeah, I did. We should do some tomorrow. I think states are so cool.
Yeah.
I actually was doing some testing with one for an iOS tab bar. Imagine doing it on one artboard.
Wow.
And all 4 of your tabs are built into that. I was able to, I think it would get a little complicated. In the future, one of the things that I want is to create a component. And you know how when you're doing prototyping, you can tie that component to the other artboard? It would be cool as if you could have another component that necessarily wasn't tied to an artboard, but that was created, deleted, and then you could have a master component within that component as if it's wrapped inside of that state.
I love that. That's cool. That's a cool idea.
Actually. I would actually love to have that because
it's still in its infancy. These states, these component states are they're a huge game changer in terms of prototyping, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Yes.
And
Frankie says that he tried it.
Oh, that's stuck.
It tends to get complicated because, say for instance, you're at a five icon tab bar, right, or 5 sections. It works great. So then you create your new state. You know what? I'm gonna sidetrack really quick. So I want to teach everybody this because I think states are a big thing, and we've got a little bit of time.
We have time.
Chat's not giving us enough ideas. I think chat needs to step it up.
Chat, you wanna?
Come on, chat. We're supposed to be creative directors today. Come on. Just kidding. I'm teasing.
Chat, throw some ideas around this. This project. It's your project. It's our project.
It's like all of a sudden everyone goes, so and so left. So and so left. It's like, ooh, we pissed some people off today.
No, not at all. I don't think we did.
And then I'd be like, come back, Jack, come back.
Diego's here with us. Frankie's here with us.
Name that movie.
It's come back.
Come back, Jack. Come back.
Come back, Jack. Come back. Yeah. Name that movie, chat.
Name that movie. All right. So in essence, each one of these would be a component state, right? So you have to. I'm gonna change the colors. That's how we do it. We don't have content, obviously, so we're gonna change the colors. Okay, so this is gonna be back. There we go. Oh, I made that bigger. Hold on, I'm not working off an artboard. That's why it's not working correctly. There we go. Nope.
Oh, Richard says he's still here. Diego, still here. Diego said, for a moment, I wanted to drag your screen like I'm the one designing. Yeah, kind of, that's what the stream's about, you know?
Yeah.
We're here, we're designing with you.
You're seeing me struggle on a Monday. Man, I feel, maybe it's the stream or something, but I've never done that before.
Wow. It's the
First time for everything. Did you mean to say that?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna stop talking now.
No.
You're in my head, man. You're in my head.
Oh, Richard, you're right. It is Titanic. Yeah. It's all, mistaking the stream screen for your own screen, my gosh, has happened to me
So many
all
times.
the time. If I have it, sometimes I'll have two screens. So when I'm working, you know, I have my laptop up on my computer, or I have it connected, and I'll close the laptop. Every now and then, when I want to watch a stream or have it in the background, I'll keep it on, and I can't tell you how many times I was like, where's XD? Like, it's here. No, it's there.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I've been there. I agree. It's keep it smaller. Don't do full screen. Maybe it'll help you not, mistake.
Okay, so this is how I figured out. Maybe chat and us can kind of figure this out because we do have some time.
Yeah.
We're sitting good. Okay, it's 1 p.m., right? We end at 2, right?
Yeah,
okay.
we have
All
time.
right.
We have
We're going to take a little side because I think we need to teach.
We're good. Yeah.
Okay, so all this right here needs to be grouped together. Okay, this is what I got. And then, not repeat grid. And then we need to make it a component. Okay, so we're going to call this screens. Tab bar. Have you ever tried this at all?
I'm not sure what you're doing right now.
Making a tab bar within one artboard, and we're gonna have
all right, let's do this.
different-
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So when you were talking about, no, I haven't done it.
I think we're gonna solve it. Like, can it be done? I'm freaking out here.
All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. It's all good. Don't sweat.
Frankie, I'm sweating here, man. Thank you. Jeez. All right.
Dab them.
Can I get a towel, please? Towel? No. A wet wipe or something?
You have some Utah love coming your way. So
Yeah.
Utah
We
represent.
have a lot of people coming out. I mean,
Yeah?
Raji King lives there. He's great. Dave Cash, who has been on, or no. Yeah. Did I say that right? He's been on Adobe Streams before. Dave Arcade.
Okay.
He is freaking awesome.
In
He's
Utah.
been here. Yeah. He's in Utah.
Wow.
We've got the Underbelly team, the Rally team, there's a lot
Got
of
some
teams
good stuff
up, yeah.
coming out of Utah.
A lot of cool
huh?
agencies
Some
out there.
Cool design. I love that. Love coming out of the Bay Area. It's very it's a lot of the same. It's a lot of the same.
A lot of the same?
It's a lot of
yeah.
a lot of everyone's a designer. Everyone works in tech, and we're all in this little bubble. So it's so great when there's when you hear about design happening outside of the Bay.
That's why.
The business people so Marissa has a little anecdote for us. The business people I design for within my community are like, yeah, we know our company has a set design style guide, but can we make every page a different color? Yeah, yeah.
You can do whatever you
You
want.
can do whatever you want, but it's this is why it's so important to have a process for creatives. So easily, your mind goes so fast, and sometimes it's just good to restrict yourself.
This is about as far as I've gotten to the first tab. So I was doing this last night and then got sidetracked. All right, so this is our button 1. So we're gonna call this tab 1 BTN. Hey, will you do me a favor? Will you jump in this? You wanna help me with this?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's do some co-editing here.
All right, I just want to make sure I'm
Tab
putting
2
the right one.
BTN. Tab 3 BTN. This was not planned, by the way. Just so everyone in chat knows, this was not planned. Being awesome and being with you awesome people was planned. That was planned. Okay, so what is one Adobe XD feature that you never can live without with?
Repeat grid.
Really?
You really saved my life.
Yeah. Like literally
I
saved her life.
I hate Well, I mean, this is a while ago, you know, and there's different ways to get around it, but I cannot stand repeating, like having to like copy and paste anything.
But that's our job.
I know.
As designers, that is our job.
I know. So
I feel like I'm hitting the chair a little bit more. Let me back up here.
I want to close.
There we
I don't
go.
want to close document. I'm going to close doc. Do I want to discard local changes?
You were off the internet, weren't you? It was, oh, okay.
No, I don't think so. I don't want to say I want to discard my local changes.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
I'm going to try this one more time.
What did it take from me? Okay, it took nothing.
Great.
So we're good. We're good. Trying to reconnect. I think it's the internet you're on.
On your internet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you know, we're figuring it out. We're doing it. We're going to
But that's been the biggest problem.
save as.
Has been the internet has been an issue. We dealt with this before the stream,
Yep.
and the internet's been the problem. So
Let's see.
work with us. Yep, so you keep getting the X.
I'm just going to cancel out really quick. When all else fails, leave and come back. Let's try. Walk away from your
Try
computer.
closing out of Adobe XD too.
going to.
Maybe that's perfect.
Voodoo Val, we're almost there. We're almost there to co-editing.
Almost.
Got so excited.
Almost. We'll get it working. All right, so I'm gonna work on this to keep trying it. All right, so make sure this is here. Okay. So if my calculations are correct, if I want to go to this tab, Yep, so there's tab 2. So all the content in essence of each one of these is going to be inside of here. So this is going to be this color. Okay, we're going to switch over to this. It's going to be this color. And we're going to switch over to, nope, this color. And finally, this color. Okay, perfect.
Nice.
So, and you have to do it this way. You have to have groups, and inside one of these groups, because then if you don't have the groups, then it freaks out. And so it says create component editing master equals babe. Yeah, I think that's he's saying that that's the way. So in essence, basically here though, we need to work on. We need to go like this. So this is gonna go back, back, back. Okay, so there's our color 1 all the way to our color 2. So yes, so if we were looking at it from here, default. Oh, look at that. All my name changes. I thought I was in component 1. There's a learning process with states. I'm beginning to realize those.
Yes, there is.
There is like, I'm like, oh, I should have done it that way. Ungroup.
Richard says he can't live without repeat grid as well. It's the little things. It's really the little things for me. I'm gonna try this one. Okay.
Screen 2. Okay, perfect. And then I'm gonna get rid of these. Yep, that's what I want. I want to do this. It's on my screen. Perfect. Okay, there's my tab bar. Okay, so I've set this up correctly, and then I'm obviously gonna have to go fix it in tab 2. Yep, 2 tab bars. That's what I thought. I think my structure's set up now. Tab bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tab 2 is going to be this. Oh. For the sake of these buttons, I'm actually going to give them a color. Take this off. Perfect. Okay, take that off. All right, and then make sure I'm in single. Yep, perfect. Okay, 50%. Let's go 20%. Okay, so now we know. Okay, so this is an on state. That's an off state. Okay, So if we go in here and we go to tab 2, we're gonna change, ooh, it deleted one of our ones, hold on. That's okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So we're gonna hide this one, and this one. And then we're going to change this to 25%, change this to 0. Okay, let's see if we worked. Look at that, look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Okay, so now we need to do, so this is gonna be our new, not a hover state. We are not doing a hover state. So this is gonna be tab 3. Okay.
Okay.
And all these have to be inside of that one component, so it changes over. So in essence,
you're cracking the code.
this right here would basically be grouped. So the BG1 would be a group, and you'd have all of your stuff in there. So all of your components and so on and so forth is going to be that. So then from there, what we're gonna do is so let me see here really quick. Okay, so that's tab 3. Okay, so tab 3 is going to have this one be 25. This one's going to be 0. And then turn off, turn off. Let's try it. Let's see if it's gonna work.
Wow.
Got it. That's it.
Boom.
And so you would just repeat that.
Yeah.
Do it over again.
Wow.
So you technically, that's one artboard.
Frankie says, imagine designing a whole application with one artboard.
Don't. I wouldn't do it. I mean, unless here's an interesting concept that you could do. Technically, you could have other artboards here, and you could make these components, and then inside of your tab bar, you could have those components there, and that way you're designing it here, and then it would make all of its changes here. And then that way you can do all your complexities here, and you don't have to worry about the tab bar component blocking things and having to click through.
You're just
So you could do that.
Like this whole system, I love it.
Yeah, you could definitely do that, and that'll work. And Howard has not done that yet, so I beat Howard to it.
You just one-upped Howard.
Howard is senior evangelist, and I am a design influencer. Good night, everybody. Good night. Just kidding.
Mic drop.
Just kidding. I'm actually surprised Howard's not in here giving me crap.
Is he on a plane?
No, because he plans his planes before his meeting,
right,
or after his meeting.
He likes to have his meetings on planes. Yeah, while in the air.
Yeah.
Yep.
Meetings, snakes on planes, meetings on planes. He just likes it all.
Yeah. Howard's hanging out with some planes.
Howard, where are you today? In a plane doing a Zoom meeting.
I have a meeting, so I'll probably be in the air.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Yeah, you just went up a little bit with that. That was amazing. That was great.
So I'm available for hire if anybody needs me. I'll be hacking the system.
For creating all of your applications within one.
Yep.
One component.
I will not put a sticker on here that says hacker though. Will not.
Wow. We have some minds being blown in the chat.
Yeah, and I just for everybody who's in chat, go and try this stuff and try to break the system.
Break it.
Seriously, I think you guys should. That's something that I've tried to do is to say, hey, well, what about this? What about that? Can you make tab 2 1200 height and see if it scrolls? Should we try it?
Yeah,
can we try it?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Normally we don't do this. We don't do off the fly of our seat. There's usually a thing.
There's a little bit of a
okay.
guide,
So
but you know
tab
what?
2.
I think we're the ones to do this. We're the ones to break it a little.
All right. So there's our artboards longer, right?
Yeah.
PG2.
This is happening. This is awesome.
He says he wants a 1200.
Okay.
And he says, will it scroll?
Diego's convinced. Diego's like, it will scroll. Okay, let's see it.
Let me see something here really quick. Because I should be able to add an interaction here. Should be able to auto-animate.
Not only is it gonna work, it's gonna be seamless. These are the vibes we're putting out there. And y'all, if y'all are designing your creative challenges, daily creative challenges. We have about 15 minutes left on them. So while we're working on our states, I hope you're working on your states. We'll take a look at them. We'll be gentle with our critiques. So yeah, we have 14 minutes now. Y'all, we can do this. Thank you, Voodoo. Voodoo Val.
Oh, that's
May the
why.
force be with you.
I'll be with you.
Be with you.
I'll be with you.
I just feel like every stream and when Voodoo Val's in the comments, there's always a little bit of a Star Wars.
There has to be.
There has to be.
Yep. Have you seen some of her art?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, interesting enough. No, that's not it. I am not seeing. That's interesting. Okay. So let's try this really quick. Whoa.
Whoa.
Did I break something?
We're here to break the system, and I think we did it. I think we broke it a little bit. Did you? Yeah, wait, try it one more time.
So, see, look at this. I don't think it will work because.
Wait, yeah, try on default state.
Okay.
Huh.
So let me. I don't think it's gonna work because every time I set this to 812. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got that. All right, hold on. We're about to do this now. Prototype. We're Dora the Explorer in today.
For some Valentine's Day cards, there should be some designer themed cards that are like, "You're just my prototype."
Whoa! I feel like that moves you way down the. I mean, there's got to be a first base,
Yeah, you're just my prototype. I know. I mean, look, I'm just here to make sure everybody.
Because when you're using a prototype, you're manipulating people. You're moving things on people. It's really, it's hard.
You're just my prototype.
It's too much of a strong commitment on the first date. No, I'm just kidding.
Smoking. All the first date is smoke and mirrors. Okay, so hey, getting closer there.
Okay, let's try this. So. I think it works. I just can't.
Can you pull the?
It's missing.
Oh, weird.
That's what I thought was weird about it is it's missing. So I don't know where it's at because normally it's right there to make this sticky. Did they move it on me?
Yeah. Well, I guess.
You're too sketchy. I'll go with it.
Yeah, I think Diego, maybe me and you can collab on some designer themed.
Yeah, I like that.
Cards.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that. I'm gonna figure that out.
Yeah.
After stream.
Yeah. So we have about 10 minutes until we give some design.
10 minutes.
But yeah.
I blame Diego for this.
It's all gonna be
Thanks,
great.
Diego.
Smoke and mirrors, love it. Yeah.
Okay.
Smoke and mirrors.
So for each one of the features, we're gonna have a product shot.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have a title. Normally when you do your websites, do you do an H1 or H2 title or H3 title for a?
Ooh. When I'm feeling more breaking the system, changing it up, maybe I'll do the H1, maybe depending. If it's something a little more, you just gotta kind of maybe be what everyone's normally can see. I don't know. I have a lot of fun making websites look not like a website. I like the idea of just
experience.
I like the experience. Yeah. I love it.
What's one of your favorite websites out right now that someone's done design for?
Okay. All right.
Well, and I'd love to hear from chat too what their favorite website is right now.
Oh man. I mean, can I even do this?
Diego, you're gonna have to tune in tomorrow for me to figure out that component tab bar to see if the scrolling will work. So it just means you're gonna have to show up tomorrow. Sorry. That's kidding. We like you here.
Yeah, we do like you here. There was a couple of really amazing. I was just literally on someone's a design firm site. I think a lot of the time design firms really have their finger on the pulse of what is happening. What are these new trends? I don't have one I can pull up, but I really like when you can play around with the site. I really like an interactive kind of like
There was one
experience that you can like mess around with. I've always loved those from the early age of any website. I loved it. You know what I used to love when everyone would make their own. It wasn't MySpace. It was one of those. And when people started like manipulating their cursors on their screens. I used to love
people
that.
are doing
we don't
that
do
now.
that as much anymore.
People are doing that
It's
now.
coming back. I've
is.
seen it a bunch now. Yeah, but it's always loved that. I thought it was so silly.
There's a website guy created for his portfolio, and he's a developer. And it's a truck that drives around and hits his work.
Nice.
And that's literally what it does. And now you can pick the truck up now and you can drop it and so on and so forth. So it's really cool. So normally you would do an H1, H2, H3, H4. I don't really go 5 and 6 unless I'm using a blog.
Yeah, you don't really need them for much.
So normally H1 is going to be your website. Now, let me see here really quick. So we're going to have our H1 and then body text. Do we need a CTA? I don't think we need a CTA.
No,
Chat, do we need a CTA?
You always need a CTA.
Woo! Yeah.
You heard it here first.
One of my biggest crushes is here. Woohoo! So if we have it in the nav bar though, and it's already sitting up there, or do we hide it on the nav and as the user scrolls,
it comes up.
Can I show you a website?
Yes. Please.
Can you pull it up on your screen?
Yes, I can.
I want another user other than myself. So digitalme.space. I designed and developed this website myself, so please, I apologize if anything's broken. There's still betas.
Whoa.
Yep. Okay. It's actually not working right now, but normally, I'm telling you, there's bugs. There's bugs. So the get started button and the sign in button, it's because he's that's why, because we moved it over to a different server. So the get started button is actually supposed to hide itself until you scroll out of. So if you scroll back up, see how the get started button, there it is.
It works.
There it is.
Works.
It's because she moved. That's what it is. So if you scroll up to the top, I'm using.
I see. It's still there though.
Yeah, that's what it says. It's broken. Hey, don't.
I'm sorry.
Don't ruin my bugs, okay?
I'm a researcher first. So
I'm
sorry.
a researcher.
I'm A/B testing this. Is not. It's what we see. It's what I can see.
It's broken, Chris. It's broken. You know,
it's very cool. No, okay. So you know what it is? It's interesting.
Yes. So
it
the
comes
get
out,
started button is there, and then when you scroll down, it's supposed to slide out, so that way you're not causing the user to have two call to actions.
Too many CTAs at once.
Correct. So there is this mentality of there's a mentality. You can do this. Like you have to talk about these things. Well, do we want the call to action to hide itself?
Yep.
And then come back later on when we're scrolling down the page. And in this case, are we doing a fixed nav? No, we're not going to be doing a fixed nav up at the top. And it's all based on recommendation. Like you could do it there, you can not do it, but there's a fixed nav where we can do. I think in this one we'll leave no fixed nav. We will have a call to action at the top and not in the body.
Cool.
And then the beta form will sit there, but the call to action is going to be to subscribe. I think that's it. So about user, this is our last section, and we've got 6 minutes.
We can do it. We can do it.
You think we can do it in 6 minutes?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Hear that, y'all? We're giving you...
Are they giving me crap?
No.
Can you guys check out this site I designed? Nah, later.
Maybe.
Later.
We like websites here. I think a lot of people do.
Creative.squarespace.com. He says that that's his new favorite design. Oh, there's a nose pointer.
No. Oh.
It's your favorite.
Love it. I think it's just fun. I just thought it was like the peak of...
Oh.
This is what I'm talking about.
There's an intro.
This is nice.
Okay, let's see this.
Love a good intro.
I like how they flip in.
The placing. It's like you're throwing it down. Yeah.
Yeah, like a card. Like.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't like that as much though. We're talking about websites,
still.
right? Like.
Does it just go on a loop? No. It's whenever I hover. Cool.
Oh, okay. I thought it just did that as you were scrolling. And I was like, I don't like that because what if I'm looking at it? I'm impressed with this.
This is cool. Yeah, you know what it is? Look at that.
Oh.
So this is what, everyone go do this. Go find your favorite websites. This one's great. Look at this.
Oh, it's a side scroll?
Well, and that becomes like these little arrows appear.
Are you horizontally scrolling? Like when you go down?
No,
and
I'm
then
side
you keep
scrolling.
Oh, so you are side scrolling.
And you know why it's these little arrows appear? We're just gaining inspiration here.
That's way cool, Eric. I like that a lot. Oh.
This is what I'm talking about.
Ooh, outline text. 2020.
2020 is outline text for sure.
It's so good.
Do you ever just like play with resizing?
Responsiveness?
I go everywhere. Whenever I go to any site, I'm always like, this is great, but would it be great like this?
But would it be good on mobile?
Would it be good like this?
Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it goes. Oh, wait, is that doing what I think it's doing? Like when you...
Yep, it's tilting. I love that.
So I do development too, so it's seeing this stuff, I'm like, so basically you're giving it it has a 3D perspective.
Okay.
And then you're rotating the Z.
Cool.
Or no, I'm sorry, the Y.
Excellent website to give us some inspo for the 2020. 2020, these are design trends that maybe you might be seeing.
I like them a lot.
And in terms of the cursor, here's a
hand
CTA.
clap, Squarespace. Hand clap.
Yeah, we love them.
Give them a little bit of love today.
Always.
So.
In terms of the cursor, like it just was at the peak of creativity with this stuff. Cursors were like the best way to kind of like, I don't know, it could ruin the experience. It could make it just
Wait,
super
Voodoo's saying those glass phone mock-ups above the black space? What? Is that? It is!
Cool. That's really cool.
They were like, let's put some
like,
salt on that.
You know what?
I can still use that in 2020, right?
Absolutely.
That's a 2019
I don't think
meme,
that's going anywhere. I think that's forever.
Okay.
That's a forever thing.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. I made the gasp the same. We're all just gasping over here. Great.
Yeah.
So here's our inspo for our. This is exactly what we're gonna create tomorrow.
So I think I want people, hero, probably in the BG. I think that's what I want. And I'm gonna talk about certain things. Now we're still gonna have this beta form be coming down with us. And then let's talk about the footer. What do you like to put in the footer?
Not a lot.
Yeah?
No.
Should we have since the nav bar is not fixed and coming down with us, do we, since it's not doing that, do we have this disappear and then this right here, have it in there? So as part of the footer, it has the subscribe or sign up.
do believe. I think we should pull that back in.
Okay, so this will stop. Let's put that in there. Disappear before footer. Yeah? Is
I like that. I like it.
Okay.
This is great.
All right. Okay, so Diego says legal.
Terms, privacy, yes.
Well, we want our links first. Logo.
Logo, important.
Yeah. Links. Legal.
Legal, terms.
We're gonna have that in one. I mean, it's a small enough site to have it like that. We'll have to check out that Brain Freeze Ice Cream Lab after, because design feedback's happening in almost
like
less than
a
90
minute.
seconds, right?
Yep. Y'all, get on it. I'm refreshing my Discord.
Yes, design feedback. Anything new? Anything?
I think I saw a couple in there. I saw at least a couple.
What was today's project?
Today is all about, remember, the components and the voting. It's a voting app.
Okay. Richard brought up a good point. This company is really big on social media. So that's how they generate leads. Yep. So yes, let's put social in there and have a call to action that says come follow us. Not necessarily a clickable call to action, but a title call to action that says come follow us. Here's where we're at.
Okay. Bring that.
And we probably want to use. Let's see here. And tomorrow we're gonna go into like a marketing first to kind of talk about the marketing and then do certain things because it'll take us probably 30 minutes to actually hi-fi the page. So we'll go over that. And I'm gonna go back to the marketing team tonight and say, hey, what do you want us to write?
Excellent. We're doing work. We're just working with you.
Facebook,
We're working together.
Twitter, Instagram.
All right, 2 seconds. You guys, design feedback time. Bring it on, y'all. For y'all who are just
So today's
joining,
component states?
today is component
Interesting,
states.
and look what we did today. Didn't
Hey,
even know.
I'm just
I didn't
saying,
even know.
we're just really good at this. So yeah, guys, we're gonna check some out. We're gonna head over to Discord. There should be a tab right above the chat. So if you are kind of lost and can't find it, just go right above the chat. And here we go. So today, again, we were looking at a voting experience for mobile, which is super topical, 2020, I'm just saying, and using component states. So let's check it out. Demariak is one of his or her first Adobe challenges, day 3. Oh, this is day 3. Do we have any for day today? If anyone in the chat has any for today, please let me know. If not, we can go over some of these. That is totally fine. It's always, it happens on Monday, it's, everyone's doesn't have their Monday digits going.
Yeah, the creativity's not flowing.
It's not gonna flow sometimes as much on a Monday. So we'll check out a day 3, which is a drag trigger.
Oh, it's not plugin?
Where? What are you talking about?
Down it says plugins. Is
Day
that
3,
not?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, then is day 5?
This is day 5. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the thing, y'all. Everyone, these unlock every day. So, not every day. I think like whenever we stream.
Yep, every day.
Every single day.
So Monday is typically, it's 10 days, nine of them, and the only reason I know is because I'm actually a mentor. I'm an Adobe XD mentor. So yes, so it is usually Monday through Friday, and I'll tell you that the one thing that
Tell me.
I love these show concepts, but I'd like to see a little bit more from a Behance case study.
Yeah, same.
And the reason is because I could look at that and say, great design, but what was your purpose? And I want to see an overview of this is why I was trying to accomplish this way, because design thinking makes you a better designer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So something that would look more like maybe the starter file that they get.
Correct.
Because what can you bust out in that amount of time?
Yeah. You know what?
What?
I'm wondering if we should.
This is the starter file, y'all.
I'm wondering if we should start going into people's.
Behance?
No, into their files. So
I would love that.
mentors are able to go into each one of these and kind of look at it.
Chat, how would you feel about that? I like that idea.
That would be fun if we could, as mentors, jump into your file.
I love that. Well, let's check out one project while we're kind of discussing it.
I'm fine with that. Hey, it's a money app.
It's a money app. So here we go. This is from day 3. So I think they were playing with what was it, scrolling? Something like that. Let's check it out. Oh wow, there we go. The slider. That's what we were playing with on day 3. That's a pretty clean slider.
One thing that he may want. It's a he, right?
I believe
Person
so.
who posts this.
Could be.
He or she wants to do is see how it's moving the text over. Center it.
You mean the actual little?
Yeah, center the whole thing so that way you're not getting it. Your thing's gonna be off, but that's the way you do it in a website too. You would
center it.
Yep.
Look at that.
Wait, go back.
That's good. Yeah.
Did it
Here?
did that wiggle? Did the logo wiggle?
Did the logo wiggle?
Yeah, watch, go back. No, there's my eyes. I'm getting old. Sorry guys.
Micro interactions, or just our eyes are losing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's what
pretty
should
cool.
be. Maybe that's what should be there. Is make it wiggle. Just kidding. My bad.
It's like it's a charity donation app. So we already got a great
Yeah, I like
great
it.
concept,
I like it a lot.
There's some movement
Are we
here
are we
that
giving
like.
feedback on this?
We're giving feedback.
Okay, so I would space where it says paid. I would space that.
Back out to paid. Here.
Yeah, so see that top there? It's really tight on the bottom of your padding, and then on the top of it, it has a lot more. So I would space that. I like the design that they're going with, but I would obviously move Welcome Jonathan up, make it looks like it's bottom. It looks like it's aligned with the bottom.
Yeah, here.
And I would move that up.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. This curve design, it's a little bit tricky for padding and actually like lining things up. But once you get it right, it'll look great. Yeah.
I think that's what will make the app be good to great.
Yeah, like even right here, it's still, so it's on every page.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
See what you're trying to do there. Or even just making this kind of slope a little less of a heart incline maybe will help us.
It looks like it's a path because he's got the divot here, so it looks like there's a... I've just been in it too long.
Yeah, well that's why you're giving the
eyeball.
Diego says layers gone wild. Yep, it's a lot of layers.
That is a lot of layers.
Okay.
And this person spent time.
Time.
You know what I recommend too for all you viewers out there is if you're going to do something like this, I recommend you creating a component for each one of your views that you're building in, and then having that brought into maybe another area where you're creating the animation for it. That way, say there's 3 designers working on it, right? One designer may be working on the interactions and the animation, and another designer may be working on the functionality. So let that person work on the functionality, and then you can work on the animation. So if anything changes from that file, if you're going to use a component, if you're going to use something or change something more than once, because say you've got a tab bar and you've got to change that tab bar on 50 screens,
right.
Make it a component.
It's a really good tip. It's really good.
Oh, I was referring to if you had to open the file.
Oh, yeah. It would be a lot of files, but you know it's
a lot of layers. Yeah, it's true.
A lot of layers into that for sure. Cool. Great work. Great work. Let's see if we have any more. Whoa, did I just X out of Discord?
Disney Plus? Is that what we're watching? I think you did go out of Discord.
I did leave. Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Current challenge. Okay. It's weird. It's weird when you open up the file in Discord and you have to like, it's
You're not actually using the standalone app? You're using it in the tab bar, huh? Or in Chrome, huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Where are you?
I'm in the standalone app.
Oh.
I'm in this right here.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. So, you know, if you have any more in here, we can go back. Now, this one was put in today, so maybe this person doesn't have as much feedback. We can check out this one as well. Why not? This is day 2, so just to
The only thing that sucks, though, is now that they haven't given us anything, we're going to have to make faces at each other for the last half an hour.
We can do that, though.
Okay.
We can do that.
Okay.
I mean, I promised you that, so at the very least. That's the
and
very
then,
least I can
and
do.
then you can take our face, use the Photoshop challenge
I love that.
Kathleen did today, and then you can make stickers from our face.
I love that. Just giving viewers a good screenshot. It's always good.
In 2020, that was my resolution, is to give more. So, facial expressions?
We're here for you. Alrighty. You know, this one looks fairly familiar. I think I remember this challenge from last week.
Wait. Play that again?
I'll play
that
it
was
again.
hotness right there.
Yeah. Some fire.
Woo. Hey, did you know that you can take an Adobe XD embed file and put it on your website?
I did know that. Yeah. Isn't that cool?
I figured that out about 3 months ago. 3 to 4 months. No, it was actually longer than that. But could you imagine if you were making...
I haven't gotten to put it on any of my...
On your portfolio
site?
site?
I haven't played with it enough yet on my own. Has anyone in the chat?
Hashtag never done.
Hashtag never done it.
Yeah. No. Hashtag never done as in your portfolio's never done. That's a designer's biggest hashtag.
Oh, yeah. Well, my favorite phrase anyone uses is, what is it? Like, I gotta work on, but I gotta redo my portfolio. I've been really wanting to redo my portfolio.
That's a year-long goal. Maybe I'll put it out December 16th of next year.
Thing that everybody is like.
I know.
I can ask everyone in the comments, like, hey, can I see your portfolio? The comment back is gonna be, I've been really wanting to redo it though.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I said that in the beginning of the show.
You did
Don't
say
go
it.
to Color's website because
we're redoing it.
Yeah.
It's in the middle. It's my favorite thing. It's never done.
It's never done.
And that's good. So we're checking out this animation. It's pretty cool. I think.
So what was the day? That's day 2. So what was day 2's trial? Wow, challenge.
Let's try.
Oh, you closed that tab. That's right.
I closed it all. Yeah, everyone saw that I watched some Disney Plus. That's really funny. Day 2 was auto animate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they've done that. They've done that. So let's critique that then.
Yeah.
Now that I know
Yeah,
what we're
now that we know.
critiquing. I would probably slow that down. That would be my only feedback, that
Slow down the animation.
well, yeah, because it's
It's only between 2. It's only a toggle between 2.
right, and I would probably show a little bit more. Maybe do 2 to 3 steps. That way, you're showing off the animation of what it is and the flow, and you can get some more feedback. Your buttons, I'm looking at that button.
buttons?
So when it slides, that slider
This
thing that
toggle
slides
slider,
over,
yeah.
those are obviously a tab section, right? And it changes stuff when you switch between yours and friends. But when you click over to yours, obviously you can't, but right there, does that look off to you? Like the text is not center?
It looks a little low.
And to the
And to the
left, to the
left.
right. So it should be more to the left, right?
Yeah. Maybe you want to I feel like one of the biggest feedback with this stuff is always play with the fonts more.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to play with them a little bit more.
Yep.
It's amazing how much your designs will change.
Yep.
For this one specifically, we can kind of see there is some issue with maybe the size.
Right.
Maybe we kind of want to bring it down. We have some line weight
Yep.
variation,
Yep.
which is cool. Just play with it a little bit more.
Yep. And not only that, this is one thing that I talk about is make sure you know the environment that you're working in.
Yep.
If you look at the top where it says plant a tree, that would never work because this looks like it would be an artboard for an iPhone 10, and that would not work.
Yeah.
So you would have to move that down. So make sure you're looking at those things. And I totally get it. I don't want to deter you away from doing design, but there are, just like when you drive a car, you have to know what everything is before you do it. So just make sure that as you're designing these things, think about these things for the next time. And as a mentor, as an Adobe, that's one thing that I say is like, hey, you're missing some foundational things here. Let's work on those first.
Joe's letting us know a little bit more about the designers. New designer, first XD project.
That's C.
And
that's what I said. I don't want to do
great.
it, but that would be my feedback for the next time I see you.
Yeah.
Is make sure you know your environment. Make sure that you do a hierarchy for your fonts, or I shouldn't say font, but for your types. So your titles need to be certain sizes and so on and so forth. But I think for animation, she killed it.
Strong.
Yeah.
If it's your very first XD project, super strong. Love the concept. So my biggest critique always is like, what is this app doing? Like, what is this thing doing?
Does it solve your problem?
I also get like sometimes you just have to make fun projects to practice.
Yeah.
But I love using solving real world problems with by doing that. Having fun with it. Great, really strong. This concept of like toggling between you and your friends, pretty cool, very cool. I think you brought some really cool there's some really sweet tree illustrations happening. So great. And you're playing with color, hierarchy as well. I can see that. So great first attempt.
Yeah, no, I like I think the colors are on point.
Yeah, that really works using the dark green and the light green.
Yep.
Awesome. So good job. Okay. Let's see if we have any more that have just like come through.
Nope.
Nope. I always refresh it. Oh, let's see. Oh, this is today's challenge.
It is. I haven't been able to make the
It just happened
states
so much
work.
earlier. Let's open the original. Oh, yes.
Wait, it says, okay.
So this is it's an interactive, I'm pretty sure it's interactive.
Yeah.
Or it was. Hello?
Did you break it?
Yeah.
No, it's a picture.
It's a picture, got it.
This is a picture.
So
I think you had to click on the link.
I did.
Right there. Nope, it's still the same thing.
So just haven't been able to make states work. Okay, so we can talk about maybe like what's happening here.
Yeah,
so maybe, so I see you're trying to use the states to kind of show when you voted for one of these candidates.
Okay,
in your ballot.
so in essence, can you show your layers again from the tab nav plus switch, please again?
Sure.
Here, jump over to my screen.
Yeah, why not? Well, speaking of layers, so and states, this is a great example of how to make them work. But tomorrow we'll probably see a lot of these designs.
Do we have some that that would be for estates. I don't have any that would be for states. You know what I'll do? I'll do a logo. So that way we'll make this dark and then this will be light. So we'll need a dark logo up here and a light logo here.
Cool.
And then that way this will be, I'll show you how I do logos, and I put all three, black, transparent or white, and the primary in one.
And you work it as a one of these states. That'd be really cool. You know, I even sometimes will, for my stream, I just kind of, you know, made a micro interaction on one of the feature kind of blurbs, one of the images.
We have hover, and we have we'll do hover, and then we'll also do.
We could, if we're introducing a form, maybe we can showcase the form.
That's what I say. We can have click.
Yeah.
Or what do they call that? Not press. That's for a button. So we can do press for button and hover for a button, and then on top of that, on the fields, we can do information filled out or information complete, and then we have. Oh, my knuckles are cracking. Wow, that's really weird. I apologize for national TV, and I'm doing that.
National TV. Yeah. So many viewers. Yeah, that works.
Okay, so here's our states that we have here. Let's click on this. So we have the different states here. Frankie, what did you need to see? Did you need to see the inside of it? Is that what you needed to see this here?
We just hear from the chat, yes.
Is that what it is? Okay, all right, perfect. Yep, so that's it. Keep it on there so you can see that. Did auto animate ever work? Or not auto animate, did
Collaborating?
Yeah, did it ever? No?
No, I've been trying consistently.
We're gonna have to figure out the internet why it's doing that.
Yeah.
So, let's see here.
For sure. Well, you know, tomorrow I think we're gonna see a lot more daily creative challenges, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay that we haven't seen a lot today. We know they're coming, and we know you're working on them. So feel free to ask questions. Feel free to talk to the moderators as well. We have one right here in real life.
Yep.
I had no idea.
It's okay. Most people don't know that I'm kind of a hard butt, so most people don't know that. Like as a mentor, I come with my A game, and I'm like, you, it's wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
You did the
Just
show
kidding.
hide.
And then I don't have a 200 IQ. No, this is what happens when you only need 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I literally can't
Do
sleep.
you run on 4 hours of sleep?
Yeah, 4 to 6.
Damn. It's good.
Yeah, I'll probably die young.
Oh boy.
Most of the people who.
If anyone went to design school, when I was at school, I don't think I slept.
Where'd you go?
California College of the Arts.
Okay,
So
I
here.
like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So
Interactive design.
Let's have a conversation about that. Do you think a designer has to go to school to learn this trade?
Not necessarily.
In 2020, moving forward, do you think it's better to go through
What
a
type of
school?
design?
Ooh,
What type of work
I
do you
like
want
it.
to
Okay,
do?
tell me. What do you
Where
think?
your skill sets lie?
Okay. If you're a UX designer, should you have?
I don't think it's necessary for you to be a UX designer. I don't think you need to go to school.
I don't even want to call it a degree. I want to call it more of a track.
Yeah. Training.
Yeah, I think designers should start going on tracks now, and that's the hard thing with school is most of the time schools want to put you in this bubble, and it's hard because if you go to school like what you did, design school, it's a little different because they're building those tracks out for you.
Yep.
But if you go to a college kind of goes. Well, you need math and you need all this, and in essence, you're like, well, I don't. I just want to go into this space, and I want to learn about vectors and.
Yeah. It's just what everyone wants. Some people. We've talked a lot about it on these streams, where everyone's origin stories lie with their career, and no, you don't need like algebra 2 if you're going to be a designer.
Or calculus.
Or calc or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't need it, but. Some people don't know where they want to sit as a designer.
Right.
And I do believe in fully immersing yourself in your craft and
Right.
getting good at it, but I also really, really believe in trying other things. Like, I firmly believe in trial and error. I don't think I know a single designer that was like, I'm going to be a designer, at 17, I'm going to decide to be a designer, and then was a designer until they were like 35.
That was me.
Was it really?
No. Let me
At 17,
go.
you're like, I know, I want to design.
So when I was a kid, I used to build Legos all the time, and I was like, oh man, I really love. But back then, design wasn't about UI and UX, and it wasn't. And I could have been a brand designer, but I felt like I was like, no, that's not what I want to go into. I don't want to learn about typography and all this other stuff. So to me, I learned the process of, well, I'll do design on the side. So in 2012, I actually started doing, I call it closet designing. So I didn't tell anything about it, no one about it. I just did it. And I showed a buddy of mine. He's like, dude, do you want a, because back then getting dribble invites was a big thing. Back in 2012, like, hey, do you want a dribble invite to be a part of this? And I was like, yeah, I guess, sure. He's like, but you gotta keep designing. I was like, all right. He's like, I think you have a talent.
There you go.
But I contribute it back to wanting to be creative and building. Like,
yes.
I would go out and I'd get all these kits and I'd build all this stuff, and then 3 months later, that kit would be broken apart in my Legos, right? You'd go out and get, and then I'd start building my own stuff and saying, oh, what about this? And it was tinkering.
Yes.
And I wasn't, like, when I was 14 or 15, finally at that point, I was like, oh, well, I just knew what I wanted to build, and I knew structures and so on and so forth within Legos. I feel like that's the same thing that goes along with us as designers.
Yes.
Tinker.
Yes.
Tinker
Right.
all day long.
Yeah. And people understand that about themselves in different ways. So I just think, if you're going to be creative, if you have it in your mind, like, I'm probably going to do creative work.
Yeah.
You probably know it when you're doing Legos, right?
Yeah.
You kind of feel it. Now, the concept of UX design, interaction design, that wasn't a thing when I graduated
Totally.
high school. When I graduated, I was like, I didn't know it was going to be a thing. Now it's a thing. It's great.
Yeah.
And it's great that we all can get there and that there are tracks and trainings to get there. But I firmly believe that as a designer, you're not, a part of you honing in your skills is also understanding your process.
Right.
So immersing yourself in other creative things. So what I liked about my school is that I could do woodworking. I could do illustration. I could do a little bit of I could run the gamut creatively, and I wasn't on my computer strictly. And I think that helped me more as a creative professional than being in my interactive design classes and learning how to prototype using what the app was cool then.
Yeah.
Because you can learn those you can learn those. Anybody can learn those.
Yep.
Someone in the chat said, learning everything online. Absolutely, you can. You can totally learn everything online. What you go to school for is learning your own creative process. And I think that's kind of a priceless endeavor. Having someone who is going to hold you accountable to that is hard. And designers have a hard time.
But you may struggle if you're not going to school or doing this. You may struggle. And here's the thing: I want to make sure that we emphasize. How am I saying?
Emphasize not making sure you go to school.
Yeah, you need to. But here's another cool thing: Adobe does a creative residency, right?
That's true.
And they do something now. Is it required? I know that's still open. Voodoo, Val put that in there. She talked about that. It opened till the end of the month, actually.
Yep.
I don't think you have to go to school for that. You can actually.
It does.
Apply
I'm
for
not
it.
sure either, but I would assume not, because we all know everyone becomes. It's about artistry. That's what this residency is all about. And if you are a designer and went to school for design, that's great.
Yeah.
But
or if you watched YouTube
or if you watched YouTube and you're a designer
to make your
now,
10,000 hours.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. You're an artist essentially. You're a designer essentially.
Yeah.
So everyone go to school for something. I don't think it needs
Go
to be
to
design.
your type of school.
Exactly.
Yeah, where you feel best that you're learning, because the internet has changed the way we learn nowadays so much.
Totally.
So I know we've kind of dropped a bombshell at the end of this show, haven't we?
I think it's something people toil with all the time. It's, do you go to school for it? Do you not? And I think at the end of the day, you go to school to stimulate your process and to understand it clearly, and someone to hold you accountable for it.
Yes.
If you could do that on your own, you good.
You good.
But
yeah.
I don't think any 17 to 25-year-old to 30-year-old changing careers can do that on their own. So it's just about formulating a community for you and finding a program that works.
And go apply for this. I challenge each of you to go apply for this.
Awesome.
Be better at what you're gonna do. We have about a minute left, so we should probably do a recap, right?
Yes, you should do a recap. Let's do a recap.
So today we learned, for anybody who's joined us, today we built out our skeleton.
Yep.
We didn't really do a wireframe, and that's okay, but I wanted to go through this process. Tomorrow, we will go and start doing components and making our design library. So we'll have that, and then we'll add that here. Right now, we have our logo, which I'm gonna make a component. So there's that. And we also took a side step really quick, and we did this to show that you can create a tab bar using States, which is a new thing that just came out. Tomorrow,
Yep.
we're going to be doing hi-fi, and we're going to be hanging out. So come back. Join
Yes.
us.
Hi-fi. Everyone knows day 2 is the time where the colors come out. Everyone knows day 1 is more about the discussion about what we're doing. So
But if I work for colors, does that mean the colors are already out?
colors are always around you. I believe that. So thank you for joining me and Chris today. We will see you tomorrow, and have a good rest of your Monday, y'all.
Peace.
See ya. If we...
Oh. Is that what we're doing?